Hi, it's Jenna Hansbell. In this video, we're going to look at some of the modal characteristics in the music of XTC. The three songs I'm going to analyze are Love on a Farm Boy's Wages, Jason and the Argonauts, and Omnibus. This really nice repetitive figure in the guitar. And it's based around the first three notes of the E major scale. The E and the F sharp dance around that G sharp pivot note. It sets it up really nice for Partridge's vocals. It's a lovely melody, and it's really emphasizes the major 7 sound. A real romantic melody over that stirred figure in the guitar. Goes to the B major, and then B sus4. So you have B major, C sharp minor, but with a G sharp in the bass. G major with C, G major over C, B minor, B7, and the B minor is kind of the 5 of E, that then becomes the dominant 5 of E. And then you're back into E major, back into the 1 for the chorus. And instead of playing the straight E major chord, you have this really cool riff. Sort of very banjo-like, you know. I guess the popular cultural reference would be that film Deliverance, you know, where they have the banjo duel. It's very much of the land. Now, the second verse is the middle 8, which has all the modal characteristics. Now, while this is happening, Moulding is playing an F sharp in the bass. It's implying the F sharp Mixolydian sound. Gregory's playing this really nice chord. It's got C sharp, F sharp. Those notes they're static, and you have these notes moving around. They're kind of an oblique motion, if you like, where you have the 2 notes staying put and the other notes moving around. And when it goes back to that chord, the bass changes from F sharp to E. And you get the Lydian sound. major with the sharp 4. Then it goes to a C minor. Back to the main repetitive riff, but this time the repetitive riff is moved up a tone. So in its earlier incarnation, it's with an E as a root note, but here again with the E in the bass, implying the E Lydian. And this is followed by the bridge and the chorus again. At the very end, Gregory plays the main riff. It sort of finishes on the main riff. And that last chord that he plays is a C sharp minor, C sharp minor 7, with an E in the bass. Really full sounding chord. He's got the, obviously the E, the C sharp gives you the 6, you've got G sharp, the 3rd, the 5th, the root, and the 3rd again. There's a really nice voicing. So in this piece, the modal characteristics are confined to the middle 8 section, and they're done very creatively and very effectively. I really like that flip between the F sharp Mixolydian and the E Lydian sound, you know, back and forth, and the play with the modes. The second piece we're going to look at is Jason and the Argonauts from the album English Settlement. Gregory starts off with these double stops. After this introduction, he goes to this C sharp 5, C sharp flat 5, and for the first verse, you have F sharp minor. To G major. And while this is happening, Gregory's guitar is overdubbed and he's playing B7 sus4, B flat 7 sus4, A7 sus4. That's a really nice lead into the G Lydian section. Those descending sus 7 sus4 chords. And while Gregory's playing these double stops, Moulding is playing the bass. And essentially what he's playing are the first 5 notes of the G Lydian mode. And just before the G Lydian extravaganza, you have this little breakdown where Partridge sings this back to it, but the second time round he harmonizes the melody with an F sharp, a D and a C over the C major 9. So because you've got the F sharp in there, it becomes C Lydian. In the third piece, we're going to look at Omnibus from the 1992 album Non-Such.
Hey, yeah, yeah. Climb up, deep beside me, we can ride and find a friend.
So this one starts with a G major 6 sus4. You have the first sus4, 5th, and 6. And then it goes to a G major 6. It then shifts to a D flat major 6 sus4 to a D major 6. And it moves up to an E flat major 6 sus4 to an E flat major 6. So the chord qualities don't really change, it's just the position. It's a really energetic, high-spirited melody, and it revolves around the G major scale. Now, what's really cool about the melody, the vocal melody, is the way it shifts. When it modulates, the shift is really effortless. You know, he's moving up by a semitone. And again, another semitone shift when the chord changes. Really clever leading tones there, voice leading, really nice. So it's major, Mixolydian, back to major again. And there's some interesting harmony in the vocals. Partridge is singing this sort of it's a tone apart there of the E flat. So he's got the B flat and the C, which work fine over the E flat. We've got the 5th and the 6th. And then he goes from the C down to the A. And the B flat down to the F. The F is fine over the E flat. The F is the second. But the A natural is the sharp 4. However, in the chords, you got the A flat, which is the sus4, and the sus4 is obviously clashing against the sharp 4 that Partridge is singing in the higher harmony of the vocals. I guess that's one of the things that I really like about XTC's music, is the way they integrate standard progressions with these modal characteristics. If you reduce them to their basic form, they're quite standard progressions, and I think that's the secret to making songs sound interesting, is to try to avoid using the 1-3-5s or 1-3-5-7s, or, you know, it just makes the music more colorful. You know, there's always the hint of modality there, as whether it's the Lydian or the Mixolydian, and it just makes the music sound more sophisticated, and I think that's what really appeals to me in their music. And of course there's Andy Partridge's voice. It's just brilliant, you know, it's distinct, it's unique, really one of my favorites. The boys from Swindon. As a matter of fact, Swindon is just 75 miles east of where I'm from, where I grew up in South Wales, so I feel that there's a bit of an affinity there, a bit of a connection somewhat, not with them personally, but with the kind of similar environment growing up, sort of bleak town, and simultaneously disliking it and loving it.